So coding for AI for long, we were doing coding locally on laptops, like, and we had big powerful servers and machines. Cloud has taken over AI coding in the past few years. Uh, because the big problem is that locally you can create simpler AIs, like in your laptops, you can create simple AI models. It's often messy to set up software, especially for beginners like students, and you can even break your operating system if you're setting up some drivers and whatnot on different machines, right? The laptops which can run neural networks, like big neural networks, are quite costly. So we don't need to buy those complex machines. Today we'll see how you can run it even using your smartphone, okay? So it becomes much easier to do these things without worrying about machines and all those locals or those things. We will run all these things on Google Colab. So uh, it will be, most of it is like the simpler AIs and all can be easily run on small machines. When we ran some big models, I'll show you how you can use GPUs and all. It's much easier. But today's things are much simpler, so you can actually run it on small machines. Okay. So let us recap. When we say running code, right? So the code which we want to run actually has different parts. So we will load the data, we will define the AI model, we'll train the AI model, and then we'll test the AI model. These are the steps which we learned in creating AI, remember? So जो code ਆਪਾਂ run ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ जो 4 steps ਨੇ, ਹਰ AI ਦੇ mostly similar steps ਰਹਿਣਗੇ। ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ data load ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ code ਲਿਖਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ। AI model जो define ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ selection of intelligence, you define a neural network, right? ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੋਡ ਲਿਖਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ। ਮਾਡਲ ਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ AI ਲਰਨ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਫਾਈਨਲੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਡੇਟਾ ਤੋਂ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੋਡ ਲਿਖਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਐਂਡ ਫਾਈਨਲੀ we test the model, like how good or bad it is, है ना? This is all the code which we need to do, basically. These are also the steps in creating AI. So how many of you remember the steps in creating AI? Give me a thumbs up if you remember the steps in creating. Okay. And if you have raised your hands, which I can see some of you, you can put your questions in the chat and I will take a look at them slightly later, okay? This is how the code looks like. ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ code ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੁਝ lectures ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਸੀ। This is the code which actually we used to, like in some of the pre-classes also. ਇਸ code ਨੂੰ ਹਾਲੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਮਝਾਂਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ, but it mostly says that the loading of data, defining of AI model, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ code ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਖੇਗਾ। This is the defining of the model part. This is the training of the AI part. Now to run this code, we need a Python software stack. ਇਸ ਕੋਡ ਨੂੰ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ Python software stack ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ Python ਦਾ ਕੋਡ ਹੈ। ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀਜ਼ ਇੰਸਟਾਲ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, the Python libraries which we need to install to run this code. And eventually, if you go to some neural networks architectures, we need powerful computers, basically. Like the simpler computers will take hours or even days to train. Or you need training to be done in some set of minutes. When you have very complex models, you can train them for days, but most of the models you have an introductory course which padhange, they can be trained in few minutes. On a powerful computer. On a simpler one, they may take even longer, right? So this is actually what you need to run the code. The code will be like loading the data, defining the model, training the model, testing the model, all the part of AI fun learning which we have done in the past few lectures. That's what this is all about. The code translates into some Python language kind of instructions. To run it, you need a Python software stack and powerful computers. Before I move forward, how many of you understood this part? Give me a thumbs up if you understood this part. Okay. But all of this we can do on Google Colab, okay? So you don't need a powerful computer locally to run this. And most of the Python software stack is already set up there. So जो भी ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ Python software stack ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, computing machines ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ online cloud ਤੇ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ, already set up ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। A little bit later we will learn how you can set up your own libraries, say your libraries defaultly available nahi hundiyan. But most of the things, like 99% of the libraries are available, so ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦੀ। ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ OCR ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ, OCR ਦੀ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀਜ਼ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੰਸਟਾਲ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਬਟ ਜੋ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਨੀਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ, ਨੰਪਾਈ ਪਾਂਡਾਸ ਨੰਬਰਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਲਾਇਬ੍ਰੇਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ, in future lectures we'll learn a little bit more about them, but those ਸਾਰੀਆਂ libraries already set up ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, so you can actually very easily use it on your phones and all, also much easier without writing many things if a Colab notebook is already set up. So मैं simple Colab notebook create करना पहला। So this one to see, सिर्फ देखना है, this one you just need to see. Little bit later I'll share some links in the chat of the notebooks, and also show some recordings that how you can run them using your smartphone, and running them with laptop I'll also show you. Okay, so let me stop the share here to see जो smartphones now join कर रहे हैं, they can also run it easily, so don't worry. So how many of you actually are joining using your smartphone? Give me a thumbs up if you're joining using your smartphone. Okay, so many people are joining using their smartphones. Okay, and okay, what is neural network? Neural network is one small component in AI. So neural network is one type of AI network. ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ AI ਦੇ network ਨੇ. Neural network is very closer to like, or mimics human brain. There are many differences as well. मतलब ਉਹ human brain ਦੇ mimic ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, human brain ਵਿੱਚ neurons ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਲਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ neural network ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ neurons ਦਾ connection ਆਪਾਂ artificially create ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. It's a kind of very powerful AI. Supernpreet Singh. Similar to, it's motivated from neurons of brain, but brain neurons are very complex. Brain neurons are not fully understood even today, but we try to mimic it. And the connections and all the weights are very much similar to how human neurons in the brain work like. So I don't want to go very deeper, but brain neurons are also transmitting signal to each other through electric potential. The outside brains or neurons which we create are also transmitting signal to each other through different weights. So in a way, they mimic how human brain works. That's why they're very powerful. They can learn very complex things actually. Okay. Yes, I have gotten your image of OCR. We will look at it in the end of the lecture. And then I ran Mistral 7. So Mistral 7B is a very big neural network. If you run it on local PC, it will crash. Even if you ran it with the GPU, it will still crash. It's a very big neural network. It requires like very large memory. 16 GB will not work for it. That's why we are on the cloud. So nothing, your phones, your laptops will not crash. Everything we are going to do will be safe. Like nothing harm will come to your laptop or phones. Actually, before I move forward, I wanted to ask how many of you actually are joining on the phones? Give me a thumbs up. I wanted to a little bit follow along. And if you're joining using laptop, can you write it in the chat that you are joining using laptop? Okay, a lot of you are joining using laptop. So cloud can handle a lot of data. See, you can see that your entire banks, Amazon, websites, all of these run on cloud, right? Entire YouTube runs on cloud. On the cloud, the constraint comes the cost, basically how much powerful cloud you can buy. So cloud is nothing but again external servers and machines which are owned by another companies, and we are kind of renting them for some time. Cloud ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ external companies ਇਹ machines own ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਮੇਂ ਲਈ rent ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ to use it, ਹੈ ਨਾ? Okay, so many people who are actually on their laptop. Yes, I'm not sharing my screen anything till now. So now let us move further with the Colab thing, and then we'll also move further with the slides. So the people who are on their laptop or on their phones, just listen now, and then I'll share the Colab notebooks for you to open it and also run it locally at your end. Also, we'll do that today. Okay. So hopefully you can see my screen. So very easy to create a Colab notebook is just go to Google search and search Colab, COLAB. Okay. Go to Google search and search for the Colab. Once you search it, it will open this Google Colab link for you. And if you click on this, you have to be logged in for this to work. Okay. It will go open such a screen for you. I have so many other notebooks created. If you have never created any notebook, it will be empty for you. Okay. Let's click on the new notebook, and it's going to kind of open a notebook for us. It will take a few seconds like to load and everything. So this is like a notebook which it created for me, untitled. I can name it. This is a test notebook. Let me just make it larger. Now, if you actually can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. You can see this notebook opened. Okay, cool. So this is the notebook where we'll write Python code. इस notebook ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਾਂ Python code ਲਿਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. Okay. You can click on the connect and it will connect to a machine. ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ ਵੀ ਕਿ what is happening, but you click on the connect, it will connect to a machine. It will take few seconds to connect. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਰਨ ਸਿਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਸ਼ਿਫਟ ਐਂਟਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਰਨ ਸਿਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਇਜ਼ ਮੋਰ ਈਜ਼ੀਅਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਯੂਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਮੈਨੀ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ. Now Python code is very simple, like let me write 1 plus 2 and the result is 3, right? It will print the result for us. We will not write a lot Python today, but it's to show you that this notebook is very easy to create. Okay. Until here, how many of you understood until here? Just the simple steps which you followed. Give me a thumbs up if you understood until here. Okay. Is there anyone in the audience who didn't understood this part of creating the notebook? Raise your hand if you didn't understood this part of creating the notebook. Or write it in the chat if you didn't understood this part of creating the notebook. Okay, there's some people who have raised their hands. No worries. ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ. You go to the Google. Okay. Open Google, right? And you can do this on your laptop or on your phone also. तो ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. Just follow along. Right, Colab. ਇਹਦੀ recording lecture ਦੀ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ online available ਕਰਾ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ. So you can see this in the recording as well. Just write Colab, press enter. The first results which you see here, just click on it. First results ਤੇ click ਕਰੋ. ਜਿਹੜਾ first results ਆਏਗਾ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ screen show ਕਰੇਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਆ ਪੂਰੀ screen ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ visible ਆ. ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ new notebook ਦਾ option ਹੈ, new notebook. Click on new notebook and it will create an empty notebook for you. And ਨਾਮ Google by default ਕੁਝ untitled ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ, ਪਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ Python code ਲਿਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, like 1 plus 2. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਇੱਕ ਅੰਡਰ ਦਾ ਕੋਡ ਇੱਕ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਨਾਲ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਰਨ ਕਰੇਗਾ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਰਨ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਰਨ ਆਲ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਦੇਗਾ. So it will take few seconds to connect and then run it for you. Now again, how many of you understood now, and are there any questions left here? Okay. So let us continue further from here. After you have used it, you should just delete the runtime. Because in the free tier, Google will keep track of runtime, and if you start using more and more, they will tell you that you cannot use it now for free. So to see runtime no disconnect kar deo after using it. If you are actually using it using your laptop, I will just disconnect the runtime. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ disconnect नहीं करते, Google अपने आप भी कुछ घंटे बाद अपने आप disconnect कर देगा. If you're not using it or idle, it will take maybe few minutes, maybe max an hour or something. It will disconnect it automatically. Okay. Now let us continue further. I think Colab the free version से restrictions नहीं. If you reach at a stage where the restrictions are impacting you, we'll try to see how we can help you all. Okay. But oftentimes restrictions are reasonable for us to handle most of the things. It disconnects after some time क्योंकि say Google free ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ cloud resources ਦੇ ਰਿਹਾ, which we are using a free version here. Free resources ਦੀ limitations ਨੇ. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ powerful GPU models future ਵਿੱਚ run ਕਰਾਂਗੇ courses ਵਿੱਚ, we will look into having a paid version of it for the students. Okay, so you all can use reasonable resources there. It disconnects because idle machines are useless, right? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਬਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਰਿਸੋਰਸਸ ਵੇਸਟ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਇਸ ਲਈ ਇਟ ਡਿਸਕਨੈਕਟਸ ਲਾਈਕ ਇੰਟਰਨਲ ਐਲਗੋਰਿਥਮਸ. No, no, they can do many things. I just was showing you 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 ki ek demo, but you can do many things. Okay. Are there anyone in the audience who didn't understood this part? मैं थोड़े सारे the hands lower कर रहे हैं. But so anyone in the audience who didn't understood this Colab part, raise your hand. This is the simplest Colab which we created. Okay, Gurminder Singh. Okay, Surinder Veer Singh. So ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ Colab create ਕਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤਾਂ it's fine. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਦੇਖਿਓ, ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਲੈਬ ਦੇ ਲਿੰਕ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਓਪਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਹੁਣ. ਸੋ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਦੋਸ ਲਿੰਕਸ ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਸ਼ੋ ਯੂ ਹਾਊ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਰਨ them also. ਓਕੇ, ਤੋ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਜੋ ਲਿੰਕਸ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਰ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਈ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੈਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਲਿਖੋ. ਆਈ ਵਿਲ ਟੇਕ ਅ ਲੁੱਕ ਐਟ ਦ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਆਲਸੋ. How many of you understood? Right, understood it in the chat, so I'll actually know that where we stand actually. Okay. ਸੋ ਅਗੇਨ ਰੀਕੈਪ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਕੋਲੈਬ ਨੋਟਬੁੱਕ ਚਲਾਉਣਾ ਬੜਾ ਆਸਾਨ ਆ. ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਈਜ਼ੀ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਲੈਬ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਨੋਟਬੁੱਕ ਖੋਲੋ. ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਲਿੰਕ ਇਹਦਾ ਪੇਸਟ ਕਰਦਾ. ਇਸ ਨੋਟਬੁੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਮੇਰੀ, ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ. ਇਸ ਲਈ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਫੋਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੈ. ਸੋ if you click on this notebook, like is tarah a phone which khol jayega like what you see here. It is just a is equal to 1 plus 2, print a, 1 plus 2 3. This is a very simple Python code. Python coding bahut aasan hai. Python is one of the simplest language to learn. School students can learn it very easily. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ alphabets 1 2 3 already ਆਂਦਾ ਆ. ਆਪਾਂ ਕੁਝ data structures ਵੀ create ਕਰਾਂਗੇ simple ਜੇ neural network ਵਾਸਤੇ. simplest data structure ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣਾ 99.9% ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ. So you don't have to worry about learning complex things. Most of the things ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੋਗੇ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਾਗਾ ਕੋਰਸ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟਸ ਵੀ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਇਟਸ AI is very easy for anyone to learn. That's also the goal of the course. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੇ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਖੁੱਲੇਗਾ. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਇਹ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੋਂ. ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੋਟਬੁੱਕ ਖੁੱਲ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਦੋ ਸੈੱਲ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਨੈਕਟਿੰਗ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕੀਤਾ. ਇਹਨੇ ਕਨੈਕਟਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਬਟਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੋਨ ਦੀ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ. ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਲੈਫਟ ਹੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਰਨ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਨ ਆਲ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ. ਰਨ ਔਰ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਬੜੇ ਆਸਾਨੀ ਨਾਲ ਰਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ. ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਲਿੰਕ ਪੋਸਟ ਪੇਸਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਚੈਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਲਿੰਕ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ. ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਹੋਰ ਦਿਖਾ ਦੂੰਗਾ. ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਸਾਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ. ਸੋ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਲਿੰਕ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਲਿੰਕ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ. ਕੋਲੈਬ ਦੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਲੈਪਟਾਪ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਓਪਨ ਦਿਸ ਇਨ ਯੂਰ ਫੋਨ ਔਰ ਔਨ ਦ ਲੈਪਟਾਪ. Okay, and let me show you the video of the phone again. When you open on the phone, the same thing actually you can do on laptop. When you open on the phone, you have to first click on the connect, and it will ask you to log in to email. So that email sign in idea. Click on the connect and then you click on the left side run all. So this will run the first simple notebook for you, and this is running on the cloud, but you can run it on your phone as well. Like you see here, this is my phone recording. And it will finally print 3 here. When you run it all, it will just show these tick marks. Okay. Now tell me in the chat if you're actually able to run this on your laptop or on your phone. If you run it on your laptop, just write laptop succeeded. If you run it on your phone, just write phone. Okay. So people are already able to run it on their laptop. If you're able to run it on your phone, just write it on the phone. ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਿੰਪਲੈਸਟ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ ਕੋਡ ਆ ਪਾਈਥਨ ਦਾ. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਪਲੈਕਸ ਕੋਡ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂਗੇ ਵੀ. ਹਾਂਜੀ, we will put that simpler recording of main part of the class. We'll remove many other things, but we'll put the simple recording. Are there anyone in the audience ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਨ ਕਰਨ ਚ ਮਿਸਟੇਕ ਜਾਂ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ? Just raise your hand if you're not able to run it in the phone. You can send the hand raise reaction. Okay, Kiran Kaur Kent. Okay. Let me again show you how you can run it on the phone. Is there anyone else who is facing issues in running the code? If you're actually able to run it, give me a thumbs up. Okay. And if you didn't run it, write it in the chat, please. If you're not able to run it, write it in the chat. Okay, run on iPad. Okay, so succeeded. If you're not able to run it, please write it in the chat. And I will wait here for a few more seconds so we make sure that all of you are able to run it. This is very important. ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਗਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਾਰਟਸ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ ਸਿੱਖੋਗੇ. Okay, Harpreet Kaur not able to run on phone, sir. Upon the Bharat, we'll again take a look at it. Okay. Not able to run on phone, sir. Okay. Run on phone. Okay. So many people are succeeded, but there are few students. Let me again show you how you. So see a link open karo. Click on this link. It will open in the browser. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ phone the browser ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁੱਲੇਗਾ. After you open it in the browser, okay, you can listen here. Once you open in the browser, you will see something like this. Browser ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਪਰ Colab ਦਾ link ਖੁੱਲਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਦੇਖ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. This is the Colab link. ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਨੋਟਬੁੱਕ ਹੋਏਗੀ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੀਕਨੈਕਟ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਟਨ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. ਕਨੈਕਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਉਹ. Like you see here, once you click on this, it will show connecting. Connecting is the first step. And the second step is you go here after the connection succeeds. Left top ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ double 3 dashes ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਕੇ run time, run all. Okay, it's notebook number run all will succeed in just less than a second. It's very fast because it's very simple code. It's as simple as that. Okay. Again, you click on the connect, go on the left side, and then left side you will see that runtime run all. Just click on it, it will succeed. Okay. So now, okay, warning, you can click on run anyway. Warning is fine. Google Colab is telling you that this is a notebook which you didn't wrote because I shared it with you. And sometimes running on the cloud may crash your things, right? If you run something nasty. This is simple code, don't worry, there's nothing nasty in it. Okay. Now, Harpreet Kaur, is it working for you now? Before we move forward? Okay. Now, let us further. Next, I'll share with you something more interesting, okay? So if you have any questions, you can write it in the chat now. I will monitor these questions in few minutes again when we come after next section, okay? ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਗਲੀ notebook ਆ, that I'll put the link. This notebook is more interesting. So let me put the link in the chat. This is new notebook. So see, is notebook nu kholo. This is the next notebook. Click on this and then again do the same thing. Connect the machine and then click on run all. And after that, I will actually explain a little bit about it, about what is happening here. But this is a complete neural network end-to-end, a very simple neural network. Okay. मैं group which we link share करता. So let me put the link on the WhatsApp group also for students to follow. A link group which we pasted है ना. Or if you're not in the group, the email which I send has a WhatsApp group link to see if join karo, or you send me an email and with your number and I'll add you. You don't have to connect to T4 or T4, just you can connect it to CPU, that's fine. It's not printing metrics. So let us again, this is the link of the notebook. Okay, let me copy the link of the notebook. To see notebook, the link, check karo. Now I'll show you what is in the notebook. ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ lecture ਵਿੱਚ ਆਗਾਮੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ, and I'll also explain it to you what is happening. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen now again. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ screen ਦੇਖ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ? Okay, good. So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ notebook ਨੂੰ ਖੋਲੋਗੇ ਤਾਂ it will be notebook 2 on your phone. ਤੁਸੀਂ phone ਤੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਗੇ. Like this is the recording from my phone, so I'm playing it. Again, you have to click runtime run all. It will run this, like it will take some time to run it. But it's training a very simple model, a बहुत simple model train कर रहे हैं. Finally, ਆਪਾਂ model ਨੂੰ test भी करेंगे. This is a neural network train कर रहा है to add two numbers. दो number are input, two numbers are input, and it's printing the sum of two numbers. So the function of AI is to add two numbers, addition. So we can train an AI to learn addition. Actually, it's a very simple task, right? ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ AI addition नहीं चाहिए, but this is how it will look like. When it's adding two numbers, the actual is 13. Like 7 plus 6 is 13, right? So AI predicted 12.91. It's learning, right? So it's not fully perfect. 7 plus 8 is actually 15, but AI predicted 14.87. So if you run this, you will see the results in your machine also. Before I move forward, I'll explain it to you what is happening here. How many of you actually able to run this on your phones or on your laptop? Give me a thumbs up and also write it in the chat if you're able to run this end to end. Okay, laptop succeeded. Yes. Anyone was able to do this on their phone as well? Okay, phone too. Okay. So the process is same. You click on the connect, and on the left top side, click on runtime and run on. This notebook will run on your phone as well. Okay. Now the people who run their notebook, can you show me the results? Like you can write the results in the chat. How much you got results for the first test? Like the results should have been 13, but what is your AI predicting? Can you write the results? Yeah, so somebody is getting 13, okay, somebody's getting 12.93. So you will see that all your AI, you trained your own AIs on your own cloud. So it's slightly different. So it's 12.98, 12.93, 12.96, right? 12.87. So the training, even though the code is same, neural network, that the brain which you are creating is slightly different. I'll tell you how we do many things, that it is always same, say across all your machines, but today we are not doing that. But this is also teaching you that AI, okay, some AIs are perfect, right? 1313. Some AIs are over predicting 1305. Some AIs are under predicting 12.95, right? 12. So कुछ ज़्यादा predict कर रहे हैं, कुछ थोड़ा घट, but that like you are very much close to the 13.0, right?